Oh, hello, thank you for joining me on my channel. Today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, Does he really love you? Or do they really love you? Does she really love you? No messing around with theme tunes or credits. We're going to pick some cards. Let's try this one here, fairly new one. The others are looking a bit worn out like me. So, pick a card reading. Do some oracle ones as well at the end. These have been shuffled, but I'll do them again for you. This is a pick a card reading, and it's a timeless reading, which means that it doesn't matter when you find it. You can find it next week, next year, or 10 years from now. I'm sure you know what a pick a card reading is. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium in North Devon in England, beautiful North Devon, on a cloudy day. So, here we have, do they really love you? Do you really want to know? If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and click the bell icon, then you won't miss any videos from me, and click like if you like it. So these are numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. Which one do you fancy? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Use your intuition, use your psychic gifts if you have one, ask your friends if you want to, but pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. I'll put the timestamps below so you can go straight to the one you want. You don't have to watch all the others, and we'll get on with it. So we'll take number 1 first, put those 3 over there. Number 1, do they really love you? Let's find out. Well, it isn't really negative messages from Spirit, but there may be a complication because you have indications of new starts and new beginnings. Are you, I wonder, entering into a new love affair? Because some of you, I think, maybe. You've got 2 or 3 different messages of new beginnings here. I think the stars from heaven are going to shine on you in the coming weeks and months, because if you don't have a new lover, number 1, then you certainly have an admirer. And if you do have a lover already, you may have somebody who fancies you from afar and doesn't really want to tell you. But new beginnings are predicted. If you're seated in a love affair now, my advice is that you stay with it. It may be feel a bit stagnant at the moment, but stay with it. That's my advice. If a new admirer turns up, resist the temptation to go for that for the moment, at least for the moment, because it looks as though if you're not having a new lover, number 1, then the love affair you have is being reborn. So you may be reuniting with someone, some of you. This won't apply to all of you. I always say that. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, ignore it and pick a different card stack or go to one of my other readings, and there's dozens of them on my channel. But it appears to me that you may be drawn together by strange circumstances. There could be something to do with money. Perhaps the person is buying something off you or repairing your house and you're giving them money. There's a person here linked to money that is like a payment, not a win or anything like that. But you may find that you have a secret admirer, a lot of you. And a lot of you, your intuition will tell you, because a lot of you are more psychic than the average person. Everybody's psychic a little bit. I do pick up at least 1 child in some of your readings, at least 1. So you or he or she may have a child. There could be older children as well, but I'm picking up a young one at the moment. So watch out for that, because that looks good as well. Usually, well, quite often when a child comes through these readings, it can be to do with separations, and it can be problematic if you're being divorced and that sort of thing, and the other half won't let you see the children, or you won't let them see the children. But there's a child in this reading, almost certainly. That can mean a pregnancy and a baby, of course. But I believe the question is, does he love you really, or does she love you really? Probably not yet in some of your cases, but I do believe it's coming. I'm not seeing the passion that I would like to see for you just yet, but there are certainly no disasters predicted, and no reason for you to pack it in or change it for the moment. You may do no different to that. As I said, it won't apply to all of you, but you have an admirer. I think you'll be receiving admiring glances from some man or woman, and a lot of you are psychic and you will sense that coming. You may just have a feeling that the total stranger that you know is soon to become closer, and they may not know themselves just yet. I think the stars are going to favour you. I mean the real stars, not the ones in the newspapers. I think the planets are lining up for you, number one. I really believe that. And I think that you're entering a good phase with the planets at the moment. The question is, for the title of this reading is, does he really love you? Probably not yet, as I said, but new beginnings are coming. And this new lover, or new intensity of your love, may be to do with money or career, because some of you, number one, are changing your career as well. Some of you are finding that things are growing for you, things are changing for you for the better. Your psychic side is pretty high at the moment. You've had higher times and you will get them again. But expect changes, expect new beginnings, expect the sun to shine for you, sometimes literally as well. Expect some money coming in for you, number one, some of you. If that does happen, try not to lose it or let it go too easily, because you can sometimes do that. It may be, number one, also, I'm picking up here, that you may have someone that you quite fancy, that you quite would like to get with, but you are afraid to go forward with that because you think that they're not free, they're not available, or that they're too good for you and you wouldn't have a chance. Now that's nonsense, of course. If there is someone you like, then go for it. Make it known when the time is right. You'll know when the time's right. And let them know how you feel, because new beginnings are shown and new exciting times are coming. This is a very positive reading, number one. Expect some money. Expect to have an admirer, or that you're admiring someone yourself. Very important. Use your intuition. Follow your dreams. I always say that. But if you have dreams, follow them. Don't ignore them. Expect things to change, and look out if there's a child involved, because not like other readings, any children in this reading will be beneficial. Sometimes they can cause custody problems and things like that, but anything like that's good. Now, I've got to tell you, number one, as in so many readings, there is a pregnancy predicted here. Are you pregnant? Are you trying to become pregnant? If so, the timing is good, and it's a lovely thing to be able to tell you. But there's also high fertility in other areas, number one, which means that you're probably fertile with everything you touch. That's great if you're looking for new work. It's great if you're venturing out on your own in business, and some of you will be. It means that things are growing, which is not the case at the moment with lots of readings. At the moment, as I'm doing this, it's COVID-19 time, but you may find this long after that's gone. I hope it has gone. But anyway, you're very fertile. So if you're trying for a baby, great time. If you're a man and you're trying for a baby with your partner, it's great timing. You're very fertile. And that doesn't only mean babies. It means that everything you touch now, number one, will grow. So if you want to try new stuff, new things, do it now. New hobbies, new jobs, new girlfriends, new boyfriends, new lovers, marriages, new careers, anything like that, great timing. The reading here from the Spirit World messages is mainly about new beginnings. And sometimes new beginnings mean ridding yourself of the old rubbish. That's not the case here. New beginnings are mixing with what you already have. So you've got no real rubbish to remove. Often with the Death card, you'll see you're getting rid of all the old stuff. From the Major Arcana, the Death card, which everyone fears and they shouldn't. The Death card means removing the old and bringing in the new. And the same applies to the Fool card from the Major Arcana. It means taking new things in, sometimes dumping the rubbish. But this one isn't the same. This reading indicates new things coming in, but you don't need to remove all the old stuff, which is good. Very good. I think it's very positive. Let's take a look at a couple of these cards that were given to me, sent to me by a lady, because mine were worn out, but they're not the same as my other ones. That one's the wrong way up. Let's turn that one over. Right, these are just guidance to see if it matches up with the things I've just been telling you. Number one, glasses for this. This one, it's time to I don't believe it, it's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Well, as I said, I don't think you've got anything old and worn out, but if things are worn out, and that can be, relationships can be worn out, and if they are, then they're saying to me, let them go. But I don't think that will apply to many of you. If it does, then do it. It's time to let go of the old so that the new can come in. Exciting, as I said, it's an exciting reading. These mean new beginnings. And that card there, which I didn't know about, which they've all been shuffled, that card confirms everything that I've just been speaking about. Let's try your second one. Extra magical energy surrounds you, your situation right now, so expect miracles. This came out a few days ago. Expect miracles. This is one of the most positive short readings I've seen, number one, for quite some time. You can expect good stuff. And if this were my reading, I'd be thrilled with it. So it's exciting. I'm so pleased for a change, something good. Mind you, we don't get many disasters. Let's try one more. Trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. Trust your inner strength, number one. You have strength inside you. Reap the benefits. Do you understand what that means? Some of you will. As I said, it won't apply to all of you. It won't resonate with all of you. But if it does, go with it. Be brave. Have a go, because this is a happy reading. And that word happy is a word I love to use sometimes because it makes you smile. So if you've enjoyed that, number one, please subscribe. Click the bell icon. And please give me a thumbs up below and click the like. And if you have any questions for me, ask them below and I'll answer. I answer all my questions in the comments section. So don't be afraid to join in with the conversations with our community. And thank you so much for watching, number one. And now we'll get ready for number two. So if you chose number two, this is for you. Put them over there for now. Right, number two. The question is, do they really love you? Do they really love you? Does he really love you? Does she really love you? Once again, it's not a certainty. This is not a passionate set of cards. The messages from Spirit are not bad though. There's some good stuff here, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that at the end, there's some good stuff. At the moment, you've been under stress, number two. Quite a lot of it actually. Once again, a bit like the first reading, I'm picking up at least one child. And this one child, number two, unlike children sometimes, this one child is helping you to get your stress levels down. Brilliant. You're going down the stress ladder for once in your life because you've been quite fraught recently. You're getting what you deserve, and once again, there may be job offers coming your way. It looks to me as though, number two, you're quite skillful in what you do. And I think some of you have quite unique skills as well. You may be into this kind of thing, or you may be into skills that involve using your mind rather than your physique or your physical side. Not all of you, it won't resonate with all of you. As I always say, take in what works for you with this reading and ignore the rest, or choose a different stack of cards, or take a look at my other readings, and there's dozens of them on my channel. At the moment, your stress levels, number two, have been high, but they will be going down soon, which is good. They need to. You're being offered at least one job, possibly two. Now, some of these jobs may not be employment, they could be jobs that friends want you to do for them. But you're being sought after. There's paperwork involved in this reading. Quite a bit of it. There's two items of paperwork that you'll need to deal with. One could be a plan or a contract they're giving you to look at. The second one is a legal thing that you need to sign. So usually when that comes through a reading, I say err on the side of caution when signing documents. But there's no warnings here, so I think you're okay. Whatever you're signing will be beneficial. It could be a mortgage agreement, it could be wedding papers, marriage papers, it could be contracts, new jobs, or credit cards, loans, stuff like that. But does he really love you isn't coming through at all. That doesn't mean they don't really love you, but I believe that whatever love you have coming could be stronger, which tells me, number two, that you are almost certainly giving out love more than you're receiving it. You're giving a lot of love and not always getting it back, which happens with a lot of these readings. But there's karma in the reading, number 2, so you'll get what you deserve. And again, same as number 1, there's a pregnancy in this reading. There's news of a pregnancy. It may not be you, may not be your partner, but it's someone you know. Listen out, you heard it here first. There is a pregnancy coming up soon. Somebody may be announcing it in the next few weeks. They may already be pregnant and not know about it. There may also be a birth, number 2. That doesn't always mean a baby. It can be the birth of a romance, the birth of a new business, or the birth of something new. It could be a new hobby. Perhaps you're taking up golf, or rugger, or swimming, or stamp collecting. But there are signs here of new life, new beginnings, exciting times. I said there's something special in this reading for you. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. If you have high skills, they will be sought after. I think your stress level is going down. Now I'm picking up another person with that now. There's a child, at least one. But linked to your levels of stress going down, I'm now picking up another person. It could be a man or a woman or a contact or a connection. That's probably a better word. So that is also taking your levels of stress down. I can see, number 2, that people look up to you, so you're quite a respected person. You're respected in your community, and I don't think you believe it. I think you're not, but you are. Sometimes these readings show backstabbing and jealousy. You haven't got that in this reading, number 2. I think you've probably had it in the past, maybe in my readings, but not in this one. I think you're admired, particularly for your skills. I think you're respected, so whatever job you do gain respect because you do it well. And people know, the local villages or neighbours, when they talk about you, they talk about what you're good at, which is something to be proud of. But look out for legal paperwork. No, don't worry about it, it's good. And I told you something special. I think number 2, you've got some general financial improvement coming as well. Not necessarily a win, not necessarily a lump sum of money, but financial improvement is coming. And it's quite, what's the word? It's not millions, but it's worth knowing about, otherwise the spirits wouldn't tell me about it. So expect your finances to take a boost, and it could be an ongoing thing. It's not just a lump sum of money. You may be getting a pay rise, or this new job offer that you may be getting, it may be offering a better salary or better wages for you, which is brilliant. So there's some really good stuff here. But love, I've got to be honest, isn't big in this reading at the moment. You may know differently, of course, but it tells me, number 2, that if you want your lover to love you, you may have to sort of rekindle the romance. It's not a lovey-dovey reading. It could just be that the person you're thinking of isn't very good at showing emotion. Maybe they weren't given emotion or love as a child. Maybe they've had a tough time. It could also mean, number 2, that you're not good at receiving love. You get maybe a bit embarrassed by it, or you've been hurt in the past, and when someone tells you they love you, you find it difficult to cope with. That is more common than you would think it is. Some people are not good at receiving love. Some people are not good at receiving compliments. But this is a good reading apart from that, number 2. I think if you want your love to grow, you may have to work on it a little bit. If you want a proper psychic reading with me to look at this, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and I will read for you there. If you can't get me on there, if I'm busy, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they are good, and they have to be good to get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. So, let's take a look at some oracle cards, number 2, and see if they match up with what I've told you. These have been shuffled. First one, glasses. Need glasses for this. I'm not getting old, but my eyes are. Anyway, drop your mask and trust that what happens will help you to move forward. This came up the other day as well. Strange. And they have been shuffled. So if you're wearing a mask, not for the COVID-19, if you're wearing a mask, which figures, I suppose, with what I said, that you may not be good at letting love in, you may be hiding behind a different persona at some point or sometimes. So drop the mask, drop the guard, and allow things to come in. That's what it's saying to me. And happiness will come to you the more you move forward. So a strange message that, because moving forward comes along and seems to match these job offers I'm picking up. I'm convinced now, number 2, that the love you need, or the love you're looking for by watching this, will be linked to your work or your skills. Maybe you've got skills that you use at home, but I just think that you need to rekindle your love affair and make sure that you're not giving out more love than you're getting in. You may not want it. You may not want love. You may be fed up with it. You may have been hurt so much. Let's take a look at your second oracle card. This one, what you are feeling isn't fear, it's excitement, so embrace it. What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement, so embrace it. So again, it matches what I said. You may fear falling in love. It appears to me, number 2, that you've been hurt in a romance. And now you're looking at this reading, does he really love you? And at the moment, I think you're probably unknowingly, unconsciously pushing it away a little bit. You'll know what I mean. It won't apply to all of you, as I keep saying. But let's see what the third one says for you. Number 2. Each thought leaves an echo. Keep your positive only from now on. So each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. That is telling you, number 2, to be positive. If you've been hurt before, it doesn't mean that you will be again. I think I'm on the right track with this. If you've been hurt before and you're stopping people from loving you, you may give off vibes that say keep away. They're asking you to remember that it's not all doom and gloom and that you won't always get hurt by every person that you meet. And if you meet someone new and you want them checking out, go to davidcharlespsychic.com and book a reading with me from anywhere in the world, or my team, of course. So I hope you like that, number 2. Your finances are improving, which is good. Your stress levels are going down. Any children involved will help with that. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And do that, give me a like with a thumbs up thing. And click the bell icon and you won't miss any readings from me, because I do quite a lot of them. And please comment below and ask questions, because I'll answer them all. And join in. Say something below, it's interesting. I answer all of my questions. So thank you for that, number 2. Now we're going to move on to number 3. So if you chose number 3, this one's for you. Thank you for sticking around or moving me on along the timestamps below. Now the question is, number 3, does he really love you, or does she really love you? Or do they really love you? Now this is exciting as well. This is very exciting. I shall tell you at the end something very special about this one. At the moment, some of you, and it won't resonate with all of you, as I keep saying, if it doesn't take in what resonates and ignore the rest, or pick a different stack, or have a different reading off my channel. There's dozens of them. But at the moment, this is a timeless reading, which means it doesn't matter when you find it. You can find it today or next year. But the spirits have made you find it right now, which means, number 3, that there will be a message in here for you somewhere. At the moment, some of you look a bit trapped or stuck. And some of you may be in connections or romances that you don't really want to be in. Some of you may feel stuck and trapped when you're really not. You're just indecisive. And some of you, number 3, have problems that need dealing with that you're not dealing with. As far as does he love you is concerned, the answer is that you have a crossroads coming up. So none of these readings are straightforward. I'd like to go say, yeah, he loves you straight away, but I can't do that. There's a crossroads predicted here, number 3, which can mean a brand new lover for you. It can also mean, you may have already met one, it can also mean that there could be 2 lovers coming your way and you have to choose one I always say they all come at once like buses. But it can also mean, number 3, that you think you're in love when you're not. You may be kidding yourself a little bit. But I don't see this thing as disastrous at all. I just think that if you feel entrapped by one romance, you need to move on before you can enter another one. If that's the case, you may just feel trapped by something else, or you may be trapped by your own indecisiveness. Number 3. This crossroads you're coming to in your love life means you've got to take some decisions, and you have to make them. If you don't make them, then you find possibly that the spirit world will force you to make them. So decisions are going to come. It's like when you're in the car, you get to a crossroads and you can go left, right or straight ahead. And you'll have to make decisions about your love life soon. As I said, it can mean a brand new lover. I think some of you are very good and skillful at love life stuff, more so than lots of people that watch my videos. Some of them, you're not too good at it, or they're fed up with getting hurt. But I think, number 3, you're pretty good at romance and dealing with it. Probably you've had lots of experience. Or if you're quite young, it may just be a gift. But you'll have choices to make soon. And then, I believe, the question, does he love you, or does she love you, will be answered with a yes. But it may be that you've got to make some movement first. You may have to escape from your trap that you feel that you're in. As I said again, it may only be a feeling, but you may have to escape from what you feel is entrapping you. You're like walking on in loose Wellingtons in deep mud. You're plodding along and getting stuck here and there, or walking on treacle. Some of you may find that your love life is also adversely affecting your work. And it may be that you're preoccupied at work, and it may be putting off because you're pretty good at what you do normally, but it may be distracting you because you're waiting for text messages and emails from this person, and perhaps they're either not coming to you or they're not saying what you want them to say. And as I said before, until you remove this feelings of entrapment, you may have to put up with it. So decisions have got to be made. There's no question about that, number 3. For most, a high proportion of you, number 3, you will have to make decisions about your love life in the coming weeks and months. And the decisions you make, number 3, will shape you for many years to come. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And if I'm not free on there, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're very good, and they have to be good, otherwise they won't make it into my team. At the moment, number 3, I think you've been hurt badly before, and that is signified by the 2 of Swords. You are blindfolding yourself to problems, you're fed up with people letting you down, and you're defensive. And that comes through in lots of readings for lots of people, not just from me, from lots of psychics. The defensiveness and being sometimes overcautious can prevent you moving on into a love affair that you should be entering with relish and not wasting time. We all get older as the days go by, so don't waste time. Everything about this reading, number 3, indicates that you're doing everything the hard way. If it's work, you do it the hard way. If it's housework, you do it the hard way. If it's love life, you do it the hard way. You need to chill out and take it easy. What's that song? Make it easy on yourself. I think it was the Walker Brothers. Make it easy on yourself. Good point. Instead of making love life hard and feeling like it's a trap, because it isn't a trap, try to enjoy it and go with it. You'll have to make this change soon. And I said I've got some good news for you. I believe that once you've done all this, everything's going to be brilliant. You will find true love, or you'll find that the love you have now becomes true, and that they start telling you for once that they love you, and they really mean it. Sometimes the attitude of the receiver can put off the person sending out the love. It's similar in a way to number 2 reading. But once you've sorted out your crossroads, lover's crossroads, then love will come. As I said, a lover's crossroads can mean 2 lovers, and you have to choose one. You can't have them both. And that choice may be one of the most difficult things you've come across for many, many years, maybe forever. But you will have to choose possibly between two lovers, number 2. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm very interested to see how you deal with that and if I'm right. Please tell me below and I'll answer all of my comments, which I always do. Some of you, as I said, may be changing work because of something to do with love. I think your love life may be distracting you from your career. Let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they match up with what I've been telling you. These have been shuffled. A lady sent these to me very kindly because mine were worn out, but these are slightly different to mine, the other ones. Right, this first one says commit to being who you are, who you want to be, and the rest will follow. There you are. It matches what I've told you. Commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. I think it means be a bit more easy on yourself, like the song says. Make things a bit easier for yourself. Don't do everything the hard way. Go the easy way about things. Be more chilled out, more relaxed. Don't be all screwed up and tense. And then the rest will follow, and it will follow, and I stand by that. You can tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but it will follow. Let's take a look at your second one. Need glasses for this. Keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Well, what about that? What a lovely picture of clouds and the sun. Keep an open mind and heart. An open heart, let people in. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. That exactly matches with what I've been trying to tell you. So I'm really chuffed about that. I'm pleased about that. And I think it's exactly as I said at the beginning, a really negative reading, and then at the end, when you've made your decisions, a blessing is coming and you'll see it. Let's try the third one. I don't get used to these glasses at all. Right. Give yourself permission to heal and it will come. So if you're hurting because of love, because that's what this reading is about, give yourself permission to heal. In other words, overcome it. I suppose that's what the way of putting it. Give yourself permission to heal and it will come. You will heal. You'll let people in without being flippant. You still got to have a little bit of caution who you let into your life. But I believe, number 3, this is a fantastic reading once you've dealt with the crossroads. And I really mean that. Please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, give me that thumbs up. Click like if you would, please. And comment below. That's important. And subscribe if you haven't done so. And click the bell icon. And you'll never miss one of my readings because I do lots of them. Thank you so much, number 3, for that. I'm really pleased with that one. For you. Well, most of you. And now we're going to move on to number 4. If you chose number 4, this one's for you. Does he really love you? Does she really love you? Do they really love you? That's the question. And I'll say again, this is a timeless reading. Doesn't matter when you find it. You could find it in a year from now, or you could find it the day I do it. You'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. And because you've found it now, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, number 4. Trust me. Do they really love you? Another reading that is not filled with love, which is so disappointing. However, it's not the end of the world. A female friend, number 2, is giving you advice that you don't want to hear in the coming weeks and months. And she's telling you this what's straight and you're not listening. So you're probably thinking, deep down you know she's right, but you're ignoring it for some reason. What qualifies that, what makes that okay though, is because you have also a male spirit guide around you. And the male spirit guide is trying to guide you into love, which isn't really big in this reading, which is so annoying. Doesn't mean it's not coming, number 3. Don't go away yet, because this gets better at the end. But I think you need to follow your intuition, number 3, and listen to your spirit guides, because they're there, especially one at the moment. I think the one that's around you is a male who you've lost, who's passed away, maybe before you were even born, but it's probably an old relative or a granddad or something like that. I think you're fed up with waiting. I think you're thinking that nothing's happening, and it seems like that, but believe me, things are happening, and they're happening in undercurrents below the surface. So please be patient, because love, or does he really love you? The answer will come soon that yes. At the moment, it's not there, and I'm not going to tell fibs. I don't see this as a lovey-dovey reading at all, but it's coming. Listen to the advice from your girlfriend. It could be a man, but I think it's a girl. If you're a chap, it's probably a bloke, but there's advice coming from one person who really cares about you as well. They genuinely do like you. They adore you. They respect you. There's a love there between you, not a partnership type of love, but a love as a friend. And I think this person is someone who really thinks the world of you. It could be your sister or your mother, but it's someone who you like. It's a person who loves animals. She loves the countryside. She loves the world. She wants to save the planet. She loves beauty and trees and the sea and the ocean. A bit like you really, number 4. I think you're a bit like that. You're a very spiritual soul, number 4, and you need to listen to your intuition. Sometimes you ignore it. So if you have dreams, and I always say, especially if they're repetitive dreams, take notice of them. Repetitive dreams will reveal secrets about your future, not other people's. I always say you get about 7 out of 10 dreams, 7 or 8 out of 10 dreams that are psychological. But you'll get 2 or 3 that are psychic. And psychic dreams, number 4, tend to be repetitive. So if your spirits keep repeating your dreams, they're trying to get messages through to you and you're not listening, so they keep repeating it. So watch out for repetitive dreams. Watch out for daydreams when you're washing the dishes or planting seeds in the garden or anything like that. Daydreams will pop up. And it may be the spirit world, your guides are trying to get messages through and you're not getting it, so they keep on at it. Things are growing under the surface, number 4. Things really are growing, and you may not be aware of it. You've planted the seeds of life and they're growing. On a separate subject, nothing to do with love, but there's money coming your way. It's a share of money that you may need. Well, you may need. It's a share of money that's going to come in handy, because I think you've been struggling a little bit with balancing the books. Not literally books, but balancing your money in your household. It could be literally books if you're in business, of course. Another thing here is, when you're juggling your finances, number 4, there are signs that you're saving up or paying for some travel. So it looks as though you may be going away. Some of you will be going overseas. Not easy at the moment, because while I'm filming this, it's the COVID-19 crisis. But when you read it, you may be booking a holiday. You still could book a holiday now. Doesn't mean you're taking it now, but it looks good because the romantic side of this is linked to movement. So if you are moving around for a holiday or a weekend away, that will be linked to this question, does he really love you? And I think some of you may be advised to have a few days away with your connection, whoever he or she is, and let the love flow a little bit. I think you need to be a bit more romantic. And if you're a chap, treat your lady like a princess. Look after her. Open doors for her. Buy her flowers. Give her surprises. If you're a girl, it may be that that's the kind of thing you like. Some girls don't like that. They don't like all that old-fashioned stuff, but I think it's wonderful. And I think that's the way you should treat a lady, and that's the way they should treat you, whether you like it or not. I think romance is in the air, but I'm not seeing, the truth is, that this person loves you enough yet. It doesn't mean it won't come. It may be a new romance. It may be something that's gone a bit flat and you need to get the electrodes out and give it a bit of a boost. But let's take a look at some oracle cards, number 4. They have been shuffled. These were sent to me by a lady because mine are worn out. Let's have a look. Glasses for this. The eyes are getting old now. Missing out on an opportunity. It's asking you, are you missing out on an opportunity? Open your eyes to the possibilities. So, that fits in with what I've told you. You think that nothing's happening, missing out on opportunities, open your eyes and see what's happening. There are possibilities. I think a lot of you, number 4, will know what all this means. As I said, it won't resonate with all of you, and if it doesn't, take in what does and ignore the rest. or have one of my other readings. There's dozens on my channel, or pick a different stack of cards. But there are things here that you're not seeing. Number 4, missing out on an opportunity. Open your eyes. Open your eyes to the possibilities. In other words, be a bit more open in your soul and in your attitude. Let things come in and don't deprive yourself of happiness. I don't see unhappiness here, number 4, but I don't see a lot of happiness either. I think you're a bit too tensed up at the moment to allow yourself to be happy. And I think you should look in the mirror, see the goodness that's there, see the beauty that's there. Look into your own eyes, as I'm looking into your eyes now, number 4. And see the goodness that's there and allow yourself to be happy. I think you're being a bit hard on yourself, number 4. Some of you, not all of you. Let's take a look at your second card. Your second card says to me, there's news of an exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. That came out a couple of days ago. There's news of an exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. So you're very clever, you're ingenious, let it happen. All of this is saying what I've been saying from the tarot, that you need to allow yourself, give yourself some freedom, number 4. Give yourself some fun. Enjoy things and be nice and kind to yourself. Let's try your third oracle card. Get used to these glasses one day. This came out as well a few days ago. Have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. This is so incredibly linked. These were shuffled, by the way. This is so incredibly linked to what I've been telling you. Missing out on an opportunity? Open your eyes to the possibilities. There's news of exciting new endeavour. Use your ingenuity. Have hope. You have the power to make change. Now make it. That's what they're saying. And I hope that resonates with you, number 4. I know some of you will like that. Please tell me below, because I am interested. I'm very nosy by nature. Let me know below. And I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have subscribed to my channel, or that you will consider it, and click the bell icon. And then you'll always be notified when I bring out new videos, which is every 2 days usually. And please give me the thumbs up, the like, and comment below, because I want to hear from you. And tell your friends about me. Thank you very much for watching that, number 4. And thank you especially to those of you who watch this alone today. I always think about you. It's important. So we'll move on, and I'll get ready for the next reading in 2 days' time, hopefully. And I'll say thank you for that. And I'll tell you my motto. Remember my motto, number 4. Think lucky, and you will be lucky. Think love, and you will be loved. And I love all of you. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.